Hello, Galactic travelers, cosmic crew, what's up? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Don't have any makeup on today. Oh, wanted to make sure that I got this video in. I'm gonna try to do as many as I can on all the information that came in last week whenever we made this shift and connected the OA in our body, the full spiritual being, and we're integrating all this information, this cognitive information, all these knowings that we had, we're integrating into our physical being now because we are the technology. So a lot of you guys are going to have probably start having like these realizations that you know physics and math and or you're working on a different program that is more heart-centered and maybe codependent, more like soul attachments. And what I've found is that these programs are really linked to the seed DNA that you have in your body, which really comes from two parts. And today we're talking about these programs because this is the most important part of continuing to release and ascend. Okay? So today we're going to talk about programs. Why do we have programs? Why we had them. Had. Past tense. Why we had them. We're clearing the karma of the seed. So let's talk about this. This is where your blood type and your zodiac really come in handy. So let me kind of, we can only really 100% speak to, in the fullest, our own experience, right? Because that's the most important part of understanding these programs. What I mean by that is if you really take a non-emotional look at the things that are going on in your life, and some of them big things, you know, like people trying to kill you is one that I just talked about with somebody like literally 10 minutes ago, or losing money, or losing a lot of things, or making a wrong decision, not trusting your instinct when it comes to money is one that is on the B side. And the reason that I just said I can only speak to what I've cleared is because I'm an AB negative, okay? And I haven't done the full-blown RH negative video yet because I'm missing some information, to be honest, on the O. And how it blends into the rest of the equation. We think we have it, but we're making sure. So right now I want to speak to the A and the B. What my instinct is that O's, O neg and regular O, right? O positive, which is the universal blood. I feel like the O's, not the O negatives, but the O positives aren't as involved in this ascension process from the originating standpoint of having to clear some of these bloodlines and karma, right? I mean, this is where the RH negatives really came into play, and they were necessary in the entire universal plan for this time right now, this lifetime. Okay? Moving after this lifetime, once the RH negatives are more online, which means awakening, then that negative, the negative is all the knowledge that they're bringing in from the past, you know? So whenever you look at blood, when you look at zodiacs, you can tell you know, there's the planets, but we've talked about this. There's also the star systems, this galactic, because really this is more of a sphere, right? Don't think of it linear. Think of it as, you know, this is over here and this is floating around over here in a sphere. And when we're clearing karma, and the karma that we're programmed to clear, okay? Because what happened was, we're going through evolution, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. Our families, so our families are going to be your DNA family, right? Like, where did your physical suit come from? And this is going to be linked more to the earth, more to the original A seed of the bloodline, okay? This is more of your earthly presence. That's half of it. So this is whenever you start looking at your genealogy and you see that you're German and you're Celtic and from Scotland, maybe Viking descent, right? So these are all those earthbound karmic situations that have happened since the original seeding. Now, on the other flip side of that, we all have the spiritual beingness, the galacticness, right? Because human beings were formed, again, 22 galactic star nations. We all band together. We all decided we were going to create the earth, and with intent, and had to watch this whole, you know, go through the billion-year cycles of getting the plants and everything else. And then we started making the humans, and so we were using DNA and Akash, remembrance, all the spiritual information, all the true universal laws that we wanted to bring to Earth, that were being used against us, especially the past 2,000 years, but we didn't know, you know, really the past 500, especially the past 100. All these things were what's being used against us. It's how we've been governed. But there was a system set on top of the spiritual layer that blinded you from seeing what was really going on. All of us, blinded all of us, right? So this is more of the B side. Okay, so your B side typically has more to do with, that B programming has more to do with a lot of money. And the Y, the galactic information, has more to do with power. It has more to do with not necessarily money, but the exchange of in reference to power, if that makes sense. Now, this can be on a large scale experience, that a program that you're clearing. I mean, really, you pick the experience that you're going to have. So this can be, again, losing a $2 billion company or losing your goat, okay? But it's still the same program. It's still the same lesson. So the reason that we had these programs is because that's what we've been doing. We've been clearing the karma and the bloodlines, because we're all energy. So clearing the negative energy that's literally existing in our DNA because of past lifetimes, because of past civilizations, because of past galaxies, because we're all heading to Taurus, Earth, the full galactic human, Aldebaran, the future, okay, which is coming up real big on the next full moon. We've got an Antares, Aldebaran axis opening up portal. Bing! So when you start talking to people, and so since I'm an AB negative, okay, let's go back real quick. So AB negative. You've got your A negative, got your B negative, got your O negatives, right? The reason that the negatives were so important is because if you look at any negative's natal chart, we're going to have galactic points, and typically quite a few, right? Because we are some of the original seed humans from all different lifetimes, galaxies. And there are quite a few of us who are literally mixtures of all of them. I have quite a few. Just as man, the old energy government, if you want to call it that, was shadowing this from us so that we didn't know. You know, they were also destroying a lot of artifacts that prove everything that I'm saying right now. And we know that's why they went into certain places. We also know, you know, that in certain, like Syria, it's not just about the war or anything else. There's portals that are there. I mean, there's reasons that all this has been going on that have been kept from the public. Everything that we knew to be true is not the true reason for any of it. The only way for Creator, and this is how this is so divinely beautiful, right? The only way to make sure that this galactic knowledge, and the reason we did all this, to create a free will planet so that we could all coexist and bring life force to the multiverses and to Earth. The only way to keep that information, to give us the keys that we needed once this karma was shifted on the planet, which happened on April 27th is when it tipped. And then the full moon happened. And then on May 6th is whenever we fully went online. So it's right now. The only way to ensure that that information from the A line, from the Galactic Antares and, you know, Andromeda line, and from the B line, the same thing, galaxies. We also have Regulus and Royal Stars. I'm not going to break all that down now. And the Earth, from Syria, Lyra, Arcturus, future information that's coming now online because the futurists are now online. So all these knowings that have come up in the RH negatives, as soon as we make that connection, it's available to the collective. However, the RH negatives had to clear most of the shit because it was locked in us. And so everyone, though, whether you're negative or not, okay, every one of us is clearing some of the exact same programs. And when you start talking to each other and you realize, holy shit, that almost exactly, I mean, even the guy's name is the same. When you start talking to people and you've made it through your own experiences and you realize what the lesson was and you've transcended it, and when you've cleared, you know, so many of those programs, it's so easy to see it. And so this is like the main message. They're just programs. It's just an experience. I don't care who did what to who. I don't care who tried to kill you, because what you find is once you get on the other side of this and you really understand what the hell's all been going on for the past millions of years and what it's culminated to, then you realize that the people in this, especially this lifetime, that have hurt you the worst up till now are typically the ones that love you the most on the other side of the veil. And they signed up to do this to you so that you could come online and do what you needed to do. And I know that's hard for people to accept because we want to blame someone else. But the freaking news is we can't blame anybody else. It's just how damn strong we are. And this was a year-long process for me to get through, okay? It didn't just happen overnight. But now I see how much time I wasted being upset and pissed off and judgment of others and judgment of myself. And I'm like, God, I need to help every way I can. Like, there's no need in anybody doing that, guys. What is the lesson? Thank you for the lesson. Now we're in this new energy and I got it. Now, clear it, release it, it's gone, and so it is. When you get another experience and you get the other trigger, okay, well, this is kind of linked to that, so maybe I haven't fully accepted it. But just know that all of us are going through these similar programs. Orion starseeds, Celtics, Vikings. You know, that was a lot of sexual abuse and rape. I mean, those bloodlines had to be cleared. And when it's even in the scriptures, you know, it says you will pay for your father's sins. Well, we did. But we don't have to let it take over our lives in this lifetime, because we did it all in order to ensure that our children will never go through it again, because there is no time. So you clear it right now, and it goes down the line to the original seed and to all fractions of your soul, which includes your family, your children, the whole 9 yards. All of us. Bing, done. Full circle. OA. OA, all my markers are dying. Okay, where they came from, we just talked about. So remember, you've got, and this is where like the lineage, and you don't have to even get all caught up crazy in this. Just recognize the experiences that led up to whatever event still haunts you, and see what the lesson is to move forward that you taught yourself, especially right now. Why the hell, if you are going through something that has just spur of the moment popped up in the past 3 months, and this time where we just got, all of us are linking into the zodiac now, we're transcending the zodiac chart as a collective. It's happening. Some of our charts are already locked in. I just talked to another quantum astrologist today about this. So if you have something that's really popping up on you right now, like really, really messing with you, why would you put that there right now on a soul level? Why would you, with everything going on that's so beautiful and all these other things that are happening, that you're starting to actually see results for the first time ever walking this planet as a spiritual being in a human body, why would you put that experience at the forefront? Most likely it's because that's the biggest damn lesson that you have to remember for what's coming next. Because it's all just starting. You can look at it that everything's ending, but that's not how I look at it. That hell, our feet just hit this planet. Now we're going. So what is it that we got to remember? What is it that we made mistakes in other lifetimes and other dimensions? And some of us are even coming in and out of those to witness them literally. But you can't get there until you completely release all the judgment of self, because really you're the only one that you're hurting by holding on to it. For real. I hope that makes sense. Identifying the lesson in the program that you're in. What is the program? You know, in this lifetime, a lot of y'all don't know a lot about me, and I'm not here to show up. This isn't a cry story by any means, but I think I need to say this. In this lifetime, let's see, I've been molested, I've been raped, I've been beaten, I was in a very abusive relationship, mental abuse. Every relationship I've ever had was codependent. I am an adopted rape baby. Met my birth mother, then she rejected me. My father actually, now I know some beautiful things about him as well, but he came from the Y gene and from Antares, and he brought in some programming. They were all clearing stuff for us too, but you know, he died in prison. My birth mother never recognized me in her stomach. Her family didn't even know she was pregnant until she went to the hospital to have me. And there's so many beautiful stories that come out of this stuff, but This is just the stuff. I started off I was successful in an industry a couple of times, lost a bunch a couple of times. And this last time, right around my last awakening, like literally it all came to a head where everything was falling apart at the same time, but that's what had to happen. And I can't even continue. I can't, but that's just the big stuff, okay? We've all gone through a bunch of shit. And you can look at it two ways, and it's your choice. You can look at it as poor me, and these people don't like me, or they did this to me, so this is why I am the way I am, which is an old energy way to look at anything. And it's going to keep you stuck there, and that's okay. If you want to relearn those lessons, then that's how you get it done. Or you can realize when I make a list of all that, and I don't say this out loud very often, I'm sharing with you guys, but whenever I list all that out, it doesn't make me angry. It makes me strong as shit, because I'm like, you know what? Yeah, that's this lifetime. So let's don't even get started on the lessons from the other thousands of lifetimes. But it doesn't even matter, because I know exactly why it happened. And I know what I need to know for now. And the lessons that I learned coming up, I'm going to be more conscious, and I'm going to look back. You know, we're entrepreneurs of our life. Each of us are entrepreneurs. We're multidimensional entrepreneurs. And if you're a business person, or if you're in college, or no matter what your job is, no matter what you do to service the community, the smart ones, the ones that are consciously making decisions and not just being bopped around and told what to do, we always look to the past when we get in a situation where we've got to make a major decision of some sort, or we're in a situation where we have to make an action. You're reminded of another experience where you've had to make a similar decision so that you can make a conscious decision. You know, this is why lying is so detrimental, because what you're doing is taking the free will from someone else because they don't have all the facts, because you didn't disclose them. So in a way, you're lying to yourself if you don't look at that past to move you forward. So whenever I say all those things, I realize how damn strong I am, and what a mission I have now on this planet. Because there ain't no way I would have put myself through hundreds of thousands of years of earth training for anything less, because I know me. So you have the same thing. I'm just an example. How to release, how to return, how to resurrect, how to reprogram, and how to love at 528 hertz. It's all about the re. It's all about the re. It's all about the re. Release. We just talked about that. Love the experience. Consciously connect to the experience. What did you learn? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Creator. Thank you, the one who tried to kill me. Whatever it is. Thank you, because I get it. If I have to go back and do this again, I know now where I'm going to take a different step. Or at least I'm going to be aware of the emotion that I felt the whole time, because I guarantee you I learned that lesson because I didn't trust my intuition. So thank you for that. I learned my lesson. I'm putting it away. I love the person that did it to me, and just keep going. Discern, don't let them keep doing shit to you, right? But keep going. And then that's how you reprogram yourself. And what I'm going to do another video real soon on the tones, because we're fully online now. So that means that, and this is where these things are missing as far as manifesting and those types of things, because it really is the tone that you resonate to, the tone that you vibrate at. And if you're holding on to any of this shit, any of these programmed lessons because you think you're less than, because you are dirty or you deserved it or it's your fault, whatever. If you're holding on to any of that, then you're not going to get to 528 hertz. And then your life isn't going to change as much as you deserve for it to change for learning those lessons. And it's all about your heart and your higher heart and the tone that your body puts out. And so there really is a totally different way for us to live. And that's where I'm at right now. You know, I cognitively know this stuff and I put some of it into practice, but I'm also learning how to put it into practice because that's what we're all doing. We're integrating. And then why was this easier now than even before May 3rd? Well, because what happened is the energy shifted on the planet enough finally to where the karma, if you'll think of the energy as karma, that energy is the karmic energy that's either grounded still or that's been cleared. And basically what happened last week is that scale tipped. And when it tipped, it became in alignment with the planets in the zodiac. And then the code was finished as far as once the karma was cleared. And some physics and some mathematics and some different things had to happen with different people in the collective. And that has happened now. And this is how we're in the collective. And this is how the collective has really got to the simplex 9 state to where we're connected at a hive level. And that's how we're getting so many downloads, and probably why your sleep is kind of jacked up right now too. We can talk about that soon too. But the reason is because we had a shift. And there's going to be more shifts. And there's more coming. There's more knowledge coming. There's more integration coming. There's more polarity coming. The more that you resist this process, the worse it's going to be for you, for all of us, for the nation, for the world, for the planet, individually, for Gaia, for everything. So I'd love to hear what you think about this. And I'll be honest, I'm going back and forth if I should do coaching or not. I know that this mission that I'm here for right now has a lot to do with some of my past earth in this lifetime, like dealing with communicating and connecting people and helping them consciously clear this stuff as I do business with them, as we're building something at a much larger scale that's going to affect more people. And we've all got these big undertakings, right? And so I've been a little standoffish to do coaching because I didn't want to, I need some freedom to do other things. However, if there are some of y'all that are interested in doing it, and I have some pricing available, let me know if you're interested in it. This is what I'm guided to say. So especially if you're going, basically what I was going to call the coaching was cosmic chaos coaching. Because where I'm most helpful at a soul level, this being that is me, is because I'm learned, because I've cleared this stuff so many times, I can see it so easily and help you understand and get past these things. And I've been doing this for a year with many people, and I have some testimonies too. But if you're interested in doing some coaching, it would be under $100. And then what I was thinking of doing is like a follow-up. You know, you get an extra follow-up with it, because you really only need to talk to me once or twice on these little events, or they're big events, but you know, these little crisis moments, because then you see how to do it And once you clear one of them, then when it comes up, you remember everything I say, and it to help you through the first one. And then the next one, sometimes you might need a little help, but that you identify and you do everything, and then they start coming up and you know exactly what to do. So anyway, can I get a hoot hoot? I call in the highest timeline of all dimensions, of all space and time in this now. I love you all of the all, for I am not small. We are taller than top. Talk to you soon.